Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be basically just finished disassembling this Murray now. Sorry I know I haven't been recording it. If I sound a little bit sick, I've got a cold going on here. Just don't worry about it. I ain't gonna live. If I don't, whatever, big deal. Anyhow, look how nasty the floor is where this thing was. But basically I want to get this part off because on mine that's all floppy. This one's nice and tight. Transmission, tires, whole front end, wiring. I'll show you down in here, kind of. I'm gonna have to tear this apart, but basically, I'm just gonna tear it all down. I'm keeping the cables and stuff, but taking off that fender. I'm just gonna basically make a carcass of crap, which is what this thing's gonna be. And then it'll just actually just be stripped of parts, mostly. And like some of the really bad parts I'm not going to bother keeping because I have much better ones, but some of the parts that are like original, you know, some of them I hate, but all the wiring's actually good. I'm considering keeping this steering assembly because parts of it are actually pretty good. But yeah, this front end I think might actually be a bit tighter than mine. It still doesn't seem like it's super tight. Then again, it wasn't really well made, but oh yeah, and parts of the braking system. I mean, you guys probably know on mine how it squeaks a lot when I do it, but this one, it's like quiet and it springs back how it should. So, gonna definitely look into why that is on this one versus on mine. But I hope you guys can see on the camera just how good this paint actually is. It's kind of dirty, but hold on. All right, sorry about that. Like I said, I got a cold, but anyhow, taking this screw too. I'm gonna take these screws, maybe a couple of these bolts, just the stuff that I know can back out on mine. I've got just about every single dash screw that I'm gonna need. Well, here's two spares, which is always good to have. Keeping that other steering wheel, keeping that engine shroud, like there's plenty of parts. Like this thing is not gonna have very many parts left on it, but if anybody wants a Murray frame, message me or comment below. So yeah, sorry about not recording more of this, but you know, if you ever have torn into something, you kind of know how it is. When you get going, you really get going. I mean, you just, excuse me, when you get going, you just tear apart everything. And if you record stuff, you kind of go, oh crap, I should have recorded that, oh well. But luckily I think my brother got some of it at least. But oh, sorry if you don't like, if throat clearing stuff disgusts you. I really apologize, but you can just see how shiny the frame is. Like we just cleaned it because that way it's a lot easier to work around this kind of stuff when I'm tearing it apart, and it's not gonna keep making a mess all over the garage. That's really the only reason that I said, yeah, let's clean it. I know it's something for my brother to do, but actually I think these front wheel bearings are better too. I take that back, maybe they aren't. But, you know, this frame's gonna be pretty light without an engine in. Oh yeah, I'm also keeping the old dash. You know, that's not my original ammeter. I am keeping the old dash. Of course, I'm not getting rid of this. But I'll tell you that the new one looks a hell of a lot better than this. But I was looking through photos and I got repainted it the wrong color now, which is a lot brighter. But even before I painted it, it was still sun faded. I mean, I looked like in this area and it was not this beautiful red. It was faded, you know, and none of it was good. It was all scratched up paint anyhow. Like it was all really just gone. And you know, you could tell that my Murray had sat outside for, I mean, I remember my grandpa just parked it outside for a couple of winters. But yeah, I'm not gonna really record every tear down part. I'll just kind of record some of the tearing down, and then after I get something done, I'll show you guys or whatever. But that's what I'll be doing, just tearing this thing apart. So yeah. Oh, I also cleaned up that area of the garage a bit. I'm also gonna try putting on the bagger today, so after I'm done with this, but enough of me blabbering. Okay, I just got that stuff off, and now, excuse me, what I'm gonna work on is pulling this transmission. Because you got to pull the transmission in order to get the shift on the go stuff off. But I'm actually just gonna remove everything off it, and I'm just gonna, well, I'm also gonna remove this steering thing too, so it doesn't rest on that, but I'm just gonna flip this thing over, because I need most of my stuff from underneath it. I'm gonna remove these while I'm up here, see what I can do. Maybe nope, okay, so I'm also gonna take this too, because something seems off on mine with that. Like mine going into 6th gear, something seems off, but maybe it's the actual transmission, I don't know, but we'll find that out. So yeah, here's what it looks like before, and then I'll come back when I got it flipped over. It seems so dumb for me to say I'm flipping it over, but I actually am. So, alright, here we go. Okay, I thought I'd record this because this is where things could get, let's just say, interesting. Now, I don't know for sure if it will, but I'm just saying it could. Oh boy. Hold on, I'm gonna put some cardboard down right here so that those wheels don't just destroy the concrete. I should just quickly stop the video because this will be a little bit. Be back in a minute. I have no idea what the best way to tip it is, so I'm gonna kind of go with the flow here. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna flip it all the way over. I think I might. I'm gonna set the parking brake quickly. So this lever is down at least. Whoa. And maybe that way, well, I was gonna say maybe that way it won't move as much, but that's a lie. It's still gonna move however it wants. Hey, it's going over! Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna go all the way over. Why not? Hey, now. Cool. Okay. All right, got it. So here you go. Here's what the underside of a Murray looks like. Here's the little steering thingy. Oh, the steering bar fell out. Transmission. Wow, this thing looks clean compared to mine. Really. Here's all your brake parts. It's not too hard to actually remove that whole brake assembly, which I think I'm gonna do since mine seems a little bit meh. Cool. So I'm just gonna remove the transmission. It's just 2 bolts, or I guess nut and bolt, whatever. Show you guys underneath. Show you what it's actually resting on. It's just kind of that, and then a little bit of the gear shifts back there, but yeah, nothing too much. There's that pulley I had to replace on mine. Actually looks okay. On second thought, I don't think I want the parking brake set because I'll be messing with the brake, so I'm just gonna take that off. I'm gonna do that off camera, but so I'm gonna do, I'll come back once I've got all these parts stripped off. Well, actually, I'm gonna come back because I've never moved this front end, but the transmission, it's pretty easy. It's trust me, if you are able to flip your lawnmower over like this or tip it up so that the back wheels are off the ground, I suggest doing it, or if you have a lift. Use resources for taking transmissions out because they suck. Alright, I got the transmission removed, and I guess I haven't checked really anything yet. The belt seems okay, actually. This is better than the belt I had, but this pulley, it's in gear right now, so I just want to show you how much play this actually has. Okay, now it's moving. Now it's moving. So there's quite a fair bit of play in this pulley. It's not as good as I thought. It's pretty loose and worn out, but it's okay. Pulley's not cheap, unfortunately, but anyhow, I didn't really buy this mower for that because I have a brand new one on mine. So, I mean, transmission-wise, it's always a good thing to have a spare transmission. Now I got one, but these front axles, these should be a little bit better than mine. Seems like it. Oh yeah, definitely better than mine. This side is always just loose on these because it's the turning one, but mine is way worse than that. So, I mean, these wheels are still floppy jalopy, but that's okay. I'm just gonna tear this whole thing down, or actually I'll film it. Film the tear down here. Looks like 13mm nut and bolts. So, grab my 13 wrench here and rip that off quick. Oh, here's the brake bolt. Hold on. This is for the assembly off. It's not worth taking the whole assembly apart. I found, because you can just do it with. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna want to hold it because there's nuts on the back side, and they kind of give you some room for a wrench. That's already loose. I've done nothing yet. These are they not supposed to be tight? Or these walk loose? It's kind of weird. I think it should be tight for the thing that's holding your mower to the ground, right? Maybe not. Murray's weird. But yeah, it's just 2 bolts. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I'm just going to Loctite them. I'm going to put them on again. Take them off and Loctite them. I put this on my other mower. So yeah, wheel bushings are definitely something I'm going to need to get. Even these aren't good. I mean, I got to keep in mind that this is still a used 30-year-old mower. This is not like it just sat or anything, but it wasn't used as much. Now, why the hell is that not coming off? First of all, this mower to balance. Oh, I see. Hold on. So, what you're going to want to do is actually take this off, which is held on the bottom. I don't know how well you guys can actually see this here. So, instead of me just talking, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay, there we go. So anyways, there's 2 bolts down here. You're going to want to take off. Then there's 2 bolts on the side you're going to want to take off. Or actually, you're going to do more than just one you're going to have to take off. I was thinking, I'm like, it has to be more than just those bolts to hold this on, alright? Wouldn't make sense otherwise, but yeah, right. Okay. Cool. Now I got the front end. Perfect. There's the whole front end. Wow. This thing's looking bare. Let me tell you. Okay. I don't think I'm going to bother with keeping these bolts because why? Okay. Maybe I didn't have to take out the side ones. So. There we go. That's how you remove that. I got a sneeze coming. I can feel it. So sorry if my talking's a bit weird for a second. Come on. God, oh, I hate that. Don't you hate when you need to sneeze but you can't? Oh, there's nothing worse than that, in my opinion. Alright, screw that. I'm not going to put those back in. Okay. Well, there you go. Wow. I mean, holy crap. This does not look like a lawnmower. It's not really right now, but cool. Now I've got that front end and I've got a spare transmission, so I really don't need to worry about, you know, if mine breaks down, I've got a spare one, and if I ever get another riding mower with a 6-speed Peerless and that one's bad, I have another one. And what I can do is, so this side is welded. Let me kick that, Gavin. Come on now. But that side's welded because it's the turning one. Let me show you. It's kind of showing you guys this on mine, but you can't really. So this is welded together. So if this bushing goes, when it goes, because it will, you can't replace it without unwelding that. Like making a grind mark there. I'm not showing you guys. Making a mark with a grinder there just for lining it up, and then undoing that weld, taking it all apart, replacing the bushings, then welding it back together. I didn't do that on mine because I wanted to use it still, you know, because it's not like just because I'm restoring it doesn't mean I don't need to use it or want to use it. I guess I don't have to use it, but I don't want to. Wow. You know, these front ends, if you put a Craftsman tight turning radius, or the tight turn, whatever you call it, into these wheels don't actually feel bad. I was kind of under the assumption that these look original, and I was wondering if they'd be dry rotted, but they actually feel good. But yeah, if you put a tight turn thing on this, you don't even think you'd have to change front ends because you just mount it right on here. Not the steering post things, so it's cool. Because that the Craftsman tight turn has like a 5-inch turning radius or something, which is crazy. Which I like to do that swap, you know, way later in my future to mine because you can take it from a pretty bad turning radius that thing has to a really good turning radius. But all right, I'm just gonna take the rest of these parts off. I'm not gonna film that because it's just on doing a bunch of nuts and bolts, and yeah, you don't need to see that. Maybe come back after it's done, but probably not. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. I mean, I don't really say that a whole bunch. It's not like I don't want you to subscribe. I absolutely would love more subscribers. So if you really like what you see, you know, and if there's something that I'm doing that you want me to improve on, or you see that you want, like you see something in the background and you kind of want a video on it, let me know. I may or may not do a video depending on what it is, but just try and I might actually do something. But thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.